people go to them thinking that they could get these jobs done when it was a decent bit of work, and they used to give it to me. Walking there, it's all my lawyers standing there with their wigs in their hand, all looking glum. And it's all the murder squad and the parade and cater and all that mob. He said, I've got some news for you, Foreman. We're charging you with the murder of Frank Mitchell. They wasn't real criminals at all. I mean, they never went out doing armed robberies on the street and pavement artists, you know what I mean? And robbing banks or payrolls or even at the jump up. They get raided with the old bill. Whose van's this? It's registered to me. They're knocking my street door down the next morning, aren't they? Picking me foot up like that, and the blood was like treacle. And he's laying there and he's got one eye open, and he's actually in the window where all the display is, you know.
How did you first hear of running Reggie Krays?
How
did you hear it? What is it? Have you grown up knowing they was over that side of the water or what?
Oh, we don't know about them.
Hope you're enjoying our podcast. Here's a word from a sponsor, Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN has got the best VPN deal in the market. Enjoy the most affordable online protection for just $1.70 per month, plus 6 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Unlock your favourite content from all over the world. Can't access Friends or other legendary shows on your Netflix while being abroad? That's not a problem anymore. Atlas VPN got you covered. Check out the Savile stuff on Netflix. Keep your Google searches in private. Looking for something on Google? With Atlas VPN, you can search the web with real and organic search results and do it without tracking your activity. Sick of the ads and malware? This is more than just a VPN. It blocks all the malicious links, ads and trackers, and notifies you when someone is trying to steal your data. Get away, hackers. Save some coins while shopping online. Get the best deals while shopping online, including online subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, airlines, hotels, and much more. And protect unlimited devices. Atlas VPN protects all your devices with just a single subscription. Link is in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. Enjoy the Christmas discount now because Atlas VPN Premium is just $1.70 per month plus 6 months extra with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Protect your privacy and get many benefits of Atlas VPN for the ridiculously low price. You can take this deal by clicking the link in the description box below. Be quick, it is a limited time offer. Thanks for watching. Back to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't remember it. I don't fucking remember it.
That happened when I was about 7 or 8, and I was evacuated, and went to several different parts of the country. I went down to Woking, it's just outside London.
Well, most bombs miss London and hit Woking anyway.
Well, they unloaded bombs rather than take them back home again. They drop them anywhere, wouldn't they? Yeah, but it was a bad billet. There was 4 other kids. There's 4 in a bed in there. It was rough, and the old man was down the boozer every night. He come in. He never acknowledged any of the kids or spoke to them or anything like that. They just went straight up the bed, and it was dirty as well. I remember the woman washed. There wasn't a proper bathroom. I remember she washing me down in the sink. I
remember my mum washing me in the sink.
Yeah, standing up.
But did you stay at many of the places that you was evacuated to, or did you?
I legged it because I was writing letters, come and get me, and my mother wasn't responding to them at all. She didn't. But I finished up finding my own way, to the station and getting bunking on the trains and all that sort of thing. And anyway, this particular, when we first arrived there, with my brother Bert, he was only a few years older than me, but my 2 elder brothers, they was already in the TA, Territorial Army, that's it. And one was the Royal Artillery and one was King's Royal Rifles. And of course, as soon as the war was declared, they were scooped up, and so and he left me and my brother Bert to be evacuated. So he came with me, and we went. We was in a village hall, all sitting on the floor in a village hall. All those kids, trainload of kids with their gas masks, and the people was like a cattle market. People was walking around in a circle, and they was picking out what kids they want to take home with. I thought they got 10 shillings a head, I think, just to take to billet with them. And my Bert got picked by a family, and it was a well spoken family. They seemed to have money, and had a big Alsatian dogs and all that in the garden and all. So that was he had a right touch. But I was with this. I ran up. I was the last kid sitting in the church hall. Every other kid had been chosen by me. I'm sitting there in the middle of the hall on me.
No change there.
I thought, what's wrong with me then? Nobody wants me. They must have seen something. I don't know what it was, but. And I had a little briefcase what was left behind in my father's cab because he after the First World War he was wounded. He could go back to shoeing horses, what he used to do. He was a blacksmith. So he learned the knowledge, walked everywhere. He never even had a bike. He walked all over London, learning the knowledge of London. And I've got a photo of him walking up on Lavender Hill in 1945. After the war, that was anyway. He's I'll go to this billet. There's 4 kids, 4 in a bed. There's nothing unusual because we was 4 in a bed in Sheepcock Lane where I used to live in Battersea. But we finish up saying I'm around before it's a couple of girls as well in the bed. The 2 girls.
Oh really?
Boys, yeah. They was all in the bed. They're all the same bed. And top and bottom, you know. And this kid he kept coughing, and overnight he would cough until there was blood. He had TB, and the blood was, all the sheets was covered in fucking blood. So I'm swearing, yeah, I've got to turn that in. And all the blood was on the sheets. It was horrible. Anyway, it was dirty, and as I say, there was no proper bathroom, washing it down in the sink. Well, I didn't like that, washing your private parts in the sink, you know what I mean? Standing up there as a kid, I didn't think that was right. You knew instinctively that wasn't the proper thing to do, but there you are. That's
how old were you at the time?
I was 8 years old, yeah. 7 when it was declared war, yeah. Around about 7 or 8 then, yeah. Was born in 1932, so that's the war was declared in 39. Right? Yeah. That's when it was. I was 7, I think. Anyway, I legged it from this billet and tried to get myself home, and got taken back and scolded, and I was staying and punished, and you've got to stay in, you can't go out and play on all that shit. And I remember all the kids out there playing, and up in the summer at 5 o'clock I'm up in the bedroom, straight home from school, straight up in the bedroom, and I'd watch it all in here with all the other kids out there enjoying themselves. And I enjoyed myself. I had the bar of chocolate. I've got a bar of Cambridge chocolate. I pull it out from under the bed and open up the briefcase, and there's the bar of chocolate. All unwrap it, and it's white with mould. It's mouldy as anything, the chocolate. That was the sort of thing.
So your whole belongings.
We see that bar of chocolate today.
Yeah, your whole belongings that you went to your
evacuate was in a briefcase. Yeah, a pair of slippers.
A briefcase.
A briefcase. How much can you get in a briefcase? That's what. And that
one mouldy bar of chocolate.
And that was the only reason I had the briefcase, because it had been left behind in my dad's cab. Someone had left it behind. It jumped out against the train and left it behind. So. And that's because they could afford suitcases. So poor, it was unbelievable. But anyway, my two brothers were in the war. My brother Bert and me were evacuated to different places. We finished up in Brighton, which wasn't a bad billet down in Brighton, in Hove we was, and that was about the best billet I had there. And the woman was quite a nice woman who I was staying with, and she had a daughter. I used to play with the daughter. We used to have a little.
Well done.
You know,
Well
so it
done.
was
Well
quite
done,
enjoyable.
man.
Yeah, I was learning things. You know, where girls are more advanced than boys, aren't they?
Yeah.
And but I wasn't there that long really, and then I come back to London, and it got really bad again, the bombing, and they sent me off to Northampton to my brother Herbie's girlfriend's parents. They said we'll have him, and that was up in Northampton. So I no, not again. I don't want to go away again. You know, I'm home now. But I got shipped off. I'm really unhappy. I was. I never forgot that. And I thought, not again. But then I go all the way up to Northampton, and
Was it horrible or was
it wasn't? Yeah, it was a shop, a shoe shop, because Northampton, that's where they manufacture all shoes. It was a private little shop that they owned, and they lived in above it. And I was the old man lost a leg in the First World War, and when he had a wooden leg, it was a wooden leg, a lump of wood from the hip here, straight leg, no knee joint or nothing, and just an imitation foot on the end of it, and that was a lump of wood, just solid wood. That was what he had. And when she used to come through, the mother, she used to say, "Get that leg out," and kick the fucking poor old leg out of the way like that, because he had it stuck out in the kitchen like that. And I didn't like her at all, my brother Herbie's wife's mother. Anyway, she kept me helping out in the shop and cleaning the windows. She put me to work all the time, you know, finding jobs for me to do. And I'm cleaning the windows, and it's a main route, it's on a main shopping street, and buses run up and down and all that. And I'm cleaning the windows, and it's in the summer, and there's the blind out for the shop blind. And all of a sudden, I'm rolling down the blind, off the end of and landed in the road, in the street, just in front of a bus, and the bus had to stop quick, otherwise he runs me over, and I broke my arm. Now I've got a broken arm, and I got me up the hospital. I'm off. I can't go to school, so that was handy, and so I did like the school in there. And as evacuees, we was frowned on, and you know, we got the blame for everything. The London evacuation. Anyway, but I always remember I was on my own and wandering around quite a bit, and I wound up bunking in the cinema and watched Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I had the best afternoon.
Yeah, proper G.
And they took pity on me, the usher had got to talk and put me in a nice seat, and I bunked in as well. Anyway, she's sat me down, and I'll never forget that, my arm in this thing and watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I sat there twice and saw it through again that night, with the next screening of it, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, and then anyway, so I've already I missed out the bit where 3 times I was evacuated, and the other time when I was really dirty with the kids. My
How long was you on
father
before you got evacuated again?
Oh, only a matter of months.
Yeah.
Because the bombing was so bad, you know. Every night it was blitz, all during the afternoon, all through the night. It was non-stop, wasn't it? There's thousands of planes coming over. Oh, a thousand. There was over 100 in London. There was 100,000 people killed, 30,000 people killed, and 100,000 injured during that period. Yeah, and they talk about all these things that are happening around the world and all. You know, this happening in that particular period in the Blitz. And I've got a book here. You take it and read it, and it tells you all about the Blitz. It's quite interesting. Gives you a lot of figures and stuff. And I mean, there was up in Aldgate, in everyone used to go down at the underground shelters. You know, use them as a shelter, didn't they? And then sleep on the underground of a night. And it's 400 people. There's a panic there, and these guns went off. They thought it was bombs going off in Aldgate, but in Victoria Park they brought in the new AK guns there, and when they heard them going, they was firing them off, experimenting with them, and they thought it was real bombs coming down because it's just up the road in Aldgate, in Victoria Park, and they panicked and they stampeded and all killed themselves. They all got killed. There's about 5, they all hushed up, you know, they didn't advertise it too much. But there's other tragedies, and one in Kennington Park, there's still a field there where it was a deep underground shelter where I don't know how many people was down there, but a bomb went down the ventilating shaft, direct down into the underground. So you can imagine what was there. They never bothered getting anyone out of there. They left them there and covered over that area, and that's still there today in Kennington Park. And they've got it fenced off. It's like you know, a sacred ground there. Yeah, wow, loads of things that you don't realise, you know, was left over from the war. And of course, we was down. I think it's all over, and then the flying bombs started. The flying bombs. Now, my father's on a watch, you know, on the air warden job, and he's upstairs. We're down, and we had this terrible. It's coming over the top of it. You say, "Oh, keep going, keep going." You could hear it because they made a certain noise. These flying bombs, and then they stop. And when they stop, they run out of fuel, and then they nosedive, and that was timed perfectly, you know. So that, and then it's like a car when you run out. It might have a little drop in it, and they get you to the garage, but it stop full, get you there, you know. And that's where it used to be like. Anyway, we were listening to this one upstairs coming up. We said, "Oh, keep going," and it stopped. Oh, it stopped. And then the explosion, bang, and all that. You felt the fucking ground lift underneath you, you know, and all that dust and dirt comes from nowhere. They don't know where it comes from, but it does. And everyone's screaming and crying, and I mean, the toilets was just a bucket in a corner with a tarpaulin sheet round. That's all they were there, you know. And the iron little beds, bunk beds, but no mattress, just the wire and a blanket on the wire, you know, fucking uncomfortable, horrible it was. And of course we had this explosion. The old man's upstairs, so come, hello mate, you've been shopping, have you? And he comes down the stairs. The old man, as he comes down the stairs, my mother goes over, all she used to take with her was this old brown satchel, like that handbag, but a big handbag. And he said, and he had all blood coming down his forehead, and it was just congealing up there and down over his head. And he said, "We lost everything, Lou." He called her Lou. He said, "We lost it all, Lou." He said, "It's flattened up our home upstairs, you know, the block of flats. And it's got direct hit." He said, and all the belongings that we had was this handbag that my mother had in her hand, you know, that was all. When we go up afterwards and have a look, where we used to huddle, say in that little area there, so with the doors off, we had like 2 bedrooms, the living room, and we just huddled there with pillows and blankets, and that's thinking we were safe, you know, that was the safe. You away from no windows because the flying glass and stuff. And where we used to sit, it was just one part of fucking concrete, you know what I mean? We'd all been dead. If we hadn't got the show, we would have been got us. And And when you went in the block, in this, the outside was still standing part of it, but when you looked, it was like looking from one end of a block. There wasn't a wall between it to the outside walls. You know what I mean? There was every flat was one big open space. You know what I mean? It was so fucking weird. It was, and all we'd salvaged a fucking picture. And that's all what we come up with. I've got it here somewhere. And it was me 3 brothers what was taken. And she said, "Oh no, they've got to come home safe." I've got that. The only thing she pulled out with the rubber was this fucking picture of me 3 brothers. And she said, "Oh no, they're going to be safe now." She said, "And the old man with all his head all bleeding." Anyway, they rehoused us in a empty house down in Wickersley Road, down in Queens Road, and it was just rehousing an empty house. It was fucking like an old derelict house, you know. There's just bare floorboards, no curtains at windows and that, and a mattress on the floor in the corner, and that was my bed, you know, the little mattress on the floor.
You're lucky to have a mattress. You're fucking lucky to have a mattress. You could be in the block.
I was used to all that, see, it didn't mean a thing to me years later.
Did they used to do that to you in the block then? Take the mattress out of the cell?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, in the block, in the neck, yeah. They had nothing in there, all you had was a piss pot and a little jug of water. That's all they get you there. Yeah.
I couldn't believe that the first time I was in prison.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was allowed.
Yeah. And the diet was bread and water. And
I was after that.
Cob of bread, little loaf like that, and water. That's all you got. Yeah, cob of water.
That's mad, isn't it? To actually believe, to actually think that
they
was allowed.
Yeah, in those days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's different, see. And
bread and water. That's
you
almost think that
9 days, 3 days on and 3 days off when you'd get your cob of water. Then you'd have another 3 days without, and then another 3. That's how they worked out your 9 days. Yeah, but that's for having a fight. It's only having a fight, you know. That's all it was down to. Nothing really. But I had a couple of albums of that 9 days spending water. Yeah. Really? Must have liked it. The only thing is you couldn't go to the toilet at all because there's nothing inside you. You know what I mean?
You're just doing a load of faces, a load of.
Yeah, nothing there.
How did you first hear of Running Reggie Kray?
That.
How did you hear it? What is it? Have you grown up knowing they was over that side of the water or what?
Oh, we don't know about them, yeah. But although I lived in Ernhill at the time.
Because their myth is bigger than they
were.
Yeah,
it was. It spread everywhere.
Yeah, but the myth was bigger than the thing. That's what I've said.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I didn't particularly want to meet him at all. But the only reason I came to meet him was because I was at the old Bosch made a set of turns, keys, and you could open any shop on a half-day closing time, you know, of a day. All different areas used to shut for half day, didn't they, years ago? And you say, well, like Streatham would be open, and then like Wandsworth would be closed, and things like that, and then Mitcham would be open, and then next to Tooting would be closed. And they had all different afternoons closing time. And
you had the keys.
That's when you went round to, you know, when it's on closing and try them out. But you might take you half hour to fucking turn it off because you had quite a lot of keys to put in. But when you got that one, it spun it over. A double lock over. You had a yowl on it as well. And that was fuck all. Just put a screwdriver, then knock that off. You know, the yowl. But they was doing the deadlock was the multi lock.
Yeah.
But the Bosch, he was famous for, he made the keys for the Bank of America, you know, when they've done that one. Yeah, I knew people on that at the time. We had this set, and I had Buster Edwards and Tommy Wisby and Billy Hart, 4 of us was out doing these shops. And I was like the foreman, opening up everything and by name, by nature, and I'm directing it with a board, you know, a sort of notice board there, right, checking it all out across the pavement, because she did it blatantly, you know what I mean? A couple of coming, two coppers walking along with on the bike and the raincoats over the bike and chatting away. Don't mind, carry on, just carry on. They just walk by, and then we took blind their notice. You know, just walk straight by you, and that, just have you, as long as you kept your bottle.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Keep your bottle.
Yeah. And that's how it was. But we go and spin them off, and then go and sit in the car up the end of the street. We go into the shop, walk around, open all the doors, tread on the carpets, and just make yourself busy, then come out and lock up. And then go and sit up the end of the road and wait there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, in case it was billed to the Nick or anywhere else, you know. And then nobody turned up. Okay, that's sweet. And we go in, yeah. And so then we take your time and do it, and you know.
The difference between South London, you know what you mean?
This is we was working at the time.
Yeah.
And was going all over the country, down in Southampton and places like that when we was moving around. And I've got 4 lock-up garages in Ernhill. They're still there today, they're lock-up garages. I think they are anyway. And they was full up with washing machines. But this was when America was sending all the electrical goods over, and all these different electrical shops were opening up all over London. And there was people never seen a fucking vacuum cleaner or a dishwasher or hot point fucking washing machine and Hoover washing machine and the big old Hoover cleaners and everything like that. All those electrical goods were right luxuries, but the British people had never seen. They just come in, and then when they come in the shops, they're too fucking expensive to buy. You know, they couldn't afford to buy them. So this was a service I was providing. Well, I could sell them.
What a fucking angel you are!
I mean, I should have been awarded. Got the MA in that thing.
Mother Teresa, Freddie, Foreman, in the same bracket.
And especially all the dockers, because they was the one who had a bit of cash, because they used to tip up on the old crane and a load of Scotch go crashing down and nick half the load when they had their little scams down there and in the docks, and they could afford to have carpet all over the flat and the bedrooms, fitted carpets and a cocktail cabinet in the corner.
Of course.
And when the televisions come in, they got a television, the first ones with them, you know.
I know you remember one. Everyone had a rented colour television.
Yeah.
Telly rental was...
Rentals, yeah, used to rent.
And used to put the 50p in it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, they said that, yeah. Little box on the side, yeah. Anyway, but when the televisions... that was coming like there was only 12 inches, weren't they, in big cabinets and that, like big cabinet with a little screen like that. But as they came on, they got bigger, smaller, but bigger screens, you know. And of course they was upgraded themselves. There was a market for it all. But I used to have these lock-ups full up with gear, and a buyer come over, and this guy was a face, and I can't remember his name now, but who was working for him? Charlie Krays, and he was working for this guy. Charlie was, and he was one of the biggest buyers in London at the time. Bought everything, and he had the readies to spend to lay out. And of course, I took him round and every time I took him round, Charlie, to the lock-up, and I'd charge him a third of the price, you know, of what they cost, and that was all priced up. And he'd take the lot. He'd say, "Oh, I'll have it all, Fred, you know, all what you got here." And of course, he was telling me about the twins, and then he got friendly with. He brought Dolly with him, his wife, and she got friendly with Maureen, my wife. I had a house in Ernhill, in Milton Road, Ernhill, and by Blockwell Park in the end, yeah. And it's a friendship began with Charlie and Dolly, and she used to come over and chat with Maureen, and you know, have a drink or a cup of tea or whatever, and we come pretty close. But he was always talking about the twins, so that's how I first got to know about them. And they'd like to meet you, Fred, you know, and all that. I said, yeah, right. I wasn't eager to go and meet them at all, you know. I didn't really. And eventually I did. He'd invite me over there and I would do a couple of drinks and things up and parties and stuff. And I finished up going there and meeting them. But that was my introduction to him was through Charlie Kray, yeah. And he was buying all the gear off me. Other than that, I wouldn't have
Had he
known
been
it.
left being the one in charge, it'd have been alright.
Hey?
Charlie could earn
Oh
couldn't he,
yeah,
Charlie?
he's a money maker earner.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
good. And this particular time, I do this one in Southampton with Tommy Wisby and Billy Hart, and we'd drive a Buster. And we had it really, really good. We stayed overnight. We had a little lodging there. We stayed over and went to work early in the morning, you know, and before the high street opened up. So we thought we'd get in quick and get home. Anyway, this is what we did. We did this, cleared it out. Now, when you're walking across the pavement, can't have gloves on. It looks sassy, doesn't it? You can't wear turtles on as you're walking across the pavement. People say, oh, you've got gloves on. They all got gloves on walking out with gear, you know. You bring it on yourself, don't you? So you had to handle the stuff when you brought it out, but then give it a good wipe down when you got it home, you know. But so as we come out, so everything in the van, lock up the van, get on the way. I've got a Zephyr as well, as I might, you know, another car, a Zephyr, which is a Ringer, obviously. And all of a sudden, comes up the side of me, was be shouting out, hey, stop. What's that? It's that deck of radiogram. I've left it inside the door, by the store. I've never pulled it out. Got me dabs all over it, you know. I said, oh, fucking hell, Tom, you know. All right, I said, come and Buster. So me and Buster take the Zephyr. He climbs up with Billy Hart in the van, and carry on, take your time, and we'll catch you up. You know, we'll go back and get it. So we drive back to get it. Now, don't forget, it was all empty. Now it's like 20 minutes later, isn't it? Time to go back. As we park up, walk round to the high street, there's a fucking guy that's selling newspaper stand right outside the shop. And he said, they're selling these newspapers. Walk past him, walk in, the shop had the entrance, you know, they lay back, don't they, with the showcase, I'll be honest. There's a guy cleaning the fucking windows, the window cleaners cleaning the fucking windows. So we've got two guys took it. Now we've got to undo it, but the yell's still on like that. So we unlock the door and then had to go bang with the screwdriver, pick this fucking thing out and pull it shut again, lock it up. Walk round the corner and
Load it up, go.
And catch
you
him
got
up.
away with it?
We went down there and said, got it. Oh, I caught him up on the way back, you know. A bit of Zephyr. Anyway, get home. So we take it, put it in, leave it up in the gear up. Tommy Bushy says, oh, he said, I've got to buy for this and that. So I said, well, all right, then. He said, can I borrow your van, Fred? I've got a little Ford 500 weight white van. I don't know if you remember them, but they had them like silver red lamps over the front there. Really nice little van to run about with. And it was very useful. And so I give him the keys to the van. It's all straight, legal, in my name, everything, you know. He goes, collects up these bits of stuff, this gear he's got to sell, and he goes to deliver it, but he don't go to deliver it. He goes round to Cook's Road where his father's as a pitch. He had a bookmaking pitch, taking bets in the street, right? And it was like a Keystone Cop affair there, but they used to come round, the police disguised as coalmen and fucking window cleaners, like every desk and that, milkmen, and they'd spring out and fucking capture them with the betting slips on them, and it was a common thing to do. And so he goes round there with my van with all the gear in it to see his father. Instead of going and delivering the fucking gear and then going to see his father, he's got all the gear in the back. And he's talking to his father. They get raided with the old bill. Whose van's this? Oh, it's registered to me, they're knocking my fucking street door down the next morning, aren't they? I don't know what the fucking what's all about. I put trousers on and some shoes, slipped some shoes on. I had a vest on, and they're knocking on the door, bang. I said, hold it, it's the old bill, and a fucking bang, put food on it. I'm going out the back. I went out the back, over the back gardens, went all over the back to the next street where an old Armstrong Sydney, one big old car. It was what they used in funerals and everything. I mean, went cheap at the sale, and I bought it fucking for next to nothing. You know, I used to use it to go down the up country with it. You know, it was all luxury in the back. So it showed the driven. You could have a little microphone, glass windows, but in the back it was like fucking hell, like armchair stuff, wasn't it? And they all loved all that. The Fab Morin and all those relatives, and a big engine, 24 horsepower. It was a good fucking motor. Anyway, I've got it parked on a bomb site, so I'm gonna be. I ain't got a vest on and trousers, you know. I'll get in it and I think, where can I fucking go now? And you know, I can't go back home. I've got to go somewhere off the manor, because Carter Street niggas and what on top of Walworth Road. So fuck it. I know, I'll go over to see Charlie. I drove over to the East End to see Charlie. And he said, oh fuck me, Fred. He said, you have to keep out of the way then, aren't you? He said, for a little while. I said, yeah. I said, well, Wisby's got to be nicked. I don't know if anyone else nicked. Anyway, he said, well, Ronnie's got a flat here. He said, just opposite the Blind Beggars, it was a little row of little Jewish little block of flats. And he said, he's got a 1-bedroom flat. They'd do you. I said, yeah, anything I do. I said, you know. So of course, as I went and moved into this little flat where he used to stay when he was on his toes from the Epsom thing, you know.
Yeah.
And it was nothing in there really. It was just, you know, shitty little flat. But it had everything that I needed, you know. And had a little toilet out on a balcony there, and the kitchen, and 1 bedroom and a front room. And that's where I'd settled down. I got me wife over. The kids left school. They was in a nice school over in South London, and I got them over there. They went to school there, the 2 boys, and Danny wasn't born then. My daughter wasn't born then, and we set up home there, put them in school over there, and I was there for but I suppose a year, in the East End, and that's how I got to know the twins. Just go round, take the kids round to the mother, come on kid, make them a cup of tea and a sandwich, lovely, nice mother, typical mum, and we just made our life out there. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I walked in a Spieler. Their house was a Spieler with a, you know, what's it system that there, and all playing cards and everything else. And I walked in the door, and Maureen's sitting out in the car outside. And as I walked in, a fucking meat wagon came round the corner, and 2 or 3 other cars, you know, Wolseley cars, and a load of coppers rushed in behind me as I walked in. And they nicked everyone in the building for illegal gambling. Right, took us down to Harbour Square, and then they said I was under the name of Freddie Putman, my brother-in-law. So I'd give them the name, and that was all right. And then they said, oh, they're taking fingerprints of everybody, dabbing us up. Well, I'd already a bit previous, so like now they're gonna know I'm told the fib I'm who I am, you know what I mean? But I think we'll get out there in time. We go up, we got in the dock, standing in the dock, £4 fine for being in illegal gambling premises and that. I thought that's all right, that'll do. And I'm just coming out of the dock, there's 2 fucking big coppers standing there to CID. Come on, Fred, they said. From Carter Street, they knew me, you know what I mean?
Oh, what a proper police station that was, wasn't it? Carter Street.
Oh, yeah.
Scary, wasn't it? Just a word.
It was one of the, and one of the best as well, because this is what happens. The guy's a bookmaker who had a bookmaker shop. He had them in his pocket in there.
Yeah.
The governor of the Carter Street and everything. So they take me back there. I'm banked up, and they go up and see the governor. And I'm sitting in his office. He's sitting beside of it. He said, "Sit there, Fred." He said, "Just listen to what I'm doing now." He said, and he phoned up Southampton. He said, "Hello, Harry," or whatever it was. "I've got that fella you've been looking for," he said, "for the last 2 years." He said, "Freddie Foreman." He said, "Do you want me to send him down to you, or should you let me deal with it up here?" He said, "Well, I've got him, so I'm going to get him some bird," he said. "So what do you want to do?" He said, blah, blah, and he's having a little conversation. I'm just looking at him. And then "Okay, all right, okay." He said, "That's it, I'll deal with it." He said, "You're charged with that handling stolen property. You go up to, you're going up to Marble Street. You would say, you go, are you all right with that?" "Yeah, please." "I've got it, pal." "No, yeah, I'm pleased. I'll go up there a month." They give me a month in Pentonville. Fucking result that was. I couldn't. He said, the witnesses. He said, "There's 2 years now." He said, "Can you find the witnesses? Will you dig them out, or what? Oh, let me deal with it." He said, he let him deal with it, and that's what it was. No, that was the right result. That was good. A big old fat old boy, yeah, Albert. He was a lovely man. He was. One or two people say he was. He never offered no one up. He never done no villainy. No. He just was in that position. He could help, and he put it to good use. You know what I mean? I mean, he was the one who sorted that out when they put the 50 grand in the telephone box. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there was a 10 grand on the top of the sack in brown paper. And the rest of the money was in the bag, in the sack. But he was going to get that, go to his office and cut out the money between the coppers who was finding it. And they never got it, did they? Because the fucking Tommy Butler jumped in the car with them and took them back to the Scotland Yard. They were sick, weren't they? And they did it. It was unnecessary. But that was the situation, but he was in that, so he lost out on that, Albert. He never got his 10 grand where he's supposed to have got. Little dwarf jumped out of this 4x4, come walking up. What's about it? He had the right hump. He said, "I'm not happy." I said, "Well, which one are you then?"
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Stop it. Fuck.
Oh, so it's funny to me, yeah? Alright.
Well, do better than that one, Dave, I'll be impressed.
I want to top of the head, didn't I?
Yeah, of course, crack on.
Now, what was I saying? Oh, on a serious note, I'm serious now. Yeah. So as I say, two of my brothers finished up in the armed forces. Two of them went into the Navy. Bert come with me to Brighton, evacuate with me, but he become of age. As soon as he was of age, they scooped him up straight in the forces. Once he was able. So he was. So it left me on my own then, and so and then there was a right tragic scene happened with me when I was there. We was playing. It's in Hove. It's King Street, I think. And there's a main shopping road down there. There's a hill up the side of it. And we lived at the top there, and at the top was a pub at the top. We're in the street playing cricket with a dustbin in the middle of the fucking street with a dustbin, playing cricket. And this delivery, with a dray horse, and delivered this fucking load of booze and barrels of booze and stuff at this pub up at the top of the hill. And then all of a sudden, the guy who's delivering it, dray man, he gets out, and he's they had a foot brake on them, didn't they, on them horse and carts years ago. It's just you push it down.
Yeah.
It's a block of wood goes on the wheel like that and holds the wheel from moving. That's what their brakes were on them in them days. And he's at the top of the hill, and we're down playing cricket in the street, and all of a sudden they shout out, one of the kids said, "Oh," they said, "Oh, there's this horse is galloping down the hill, you know," and he's got a load of fucking booze, barrels of booze and crates and bottles and stuff, and he's coming down the hill, and it must have moved. When he's gone in, it's moved, and he's trying to hold it, the old horse, and then it's moved a bit more, and his old legs are going, and then all of a sudden he's got to break into a gallop, and he's got all this weight and the booze behind him, isn't he, the horse, the poor fucking horse, and he's coming down the fucking hill like a steam fucking train, you know. We all scatter out the way, and he goes past us, and there's the main shopping road down the bottom, and High Street it is.
Where is this?
It's in Brighton, in the Hove, Brighton. And it goes straight over the fucking road, how it needs missed anything coming by traffic, straight into this David Gregg's groceries window, the big glass window, and he smashes straight into it with all the booze and the beer and bottles. It's all over the pavement, and he's in a terrible fucking state. Because kids, as you are, you go down there and want to get a close up look and everything, don't you? And I go down and have a look at it, and I remember picking my foot up like that, and the blood was like treacle under my foot like that, you know, on the horse. And he's laying there, and he's got one eye open, like, and he's actually in the window where all the display is, you know. And he's trying to get up, and he's making a move to try and get up on his feet, kicking his legs and trying to get on his feet, but of course he ain't able to. And I'm looking at it, and the horse's fucking eye, it was like help me, please, like help me, you know what I mean? It was really touching. And they said, stand back, and I'm looking away at this poor fucking horse saying, "Oh, can't someone do something?" I'd say, "Do something," you know, and they said, "No, there's crowds of people there now." And then all of a sudden a guy walks through with a raincoat on, a suit and a raincoat, and he's got a bag there, and he opens up this bag, and the horse is still kicking his legs, and he climbs up on top of the horse, and he stand back, and the old horse is like looking like that. I'm looking right in his eyeball, and he puts this harness on his head like this, like a leather strap with a metal ring in it, strap, picks out this spike, puts the spike in, club hammer, bang, right into his fucking nut. Dead. He killed it straight. It's instantaneous, you know what I mean? The eyes now ain't looking no more, you know what I mean? But it was a really
horrible thing. You still remember it now.
I can remember. I remember
you're talking about it now.
It was really horrible. And when I felt so much pity for the horse and wanted someone to do something, but that is not what I expected to happen. but it was the best thing to happen. It would put him out of his misery. He was like kicking and legs, and the blood was pumping out of him. Do something. What could you do? You couldn't do nothing. He was too badly injured, you know. So it was over instantly, quick, short, bang. So quick, you know. And that's what happened.
Well, where do you want to go with this chat?
Look, I've got a question. I wouldn't mind asking. Because you knew the Krays.
Yeah.
Like, seeing how famous they've become, and they're making films, and there's like 50 books about them.
Yeah.
Is that surprising to you? I mean, looking back.
Because in reality they weren't.
I mean, at the time, there's only known in a circle, a criminal circle, but they never did any real crimes. I mean, I don't know that they ever they couldn't even drive a
Well, that's what I'm
car.
saying. You're talking about going in that place and doing it yourself. Have you ever heard of anything they did themselves?
Nothing at all.
You ever heard of them doing a jump up or a...
No, they couldn't even drive a car when I'm look. They was terrible drivers. They had to have people drive them everywhere, didn't they? Even when they was right at the death, they used to have people driving them, always. But they wasn't capable of stealing a car even, you know what I mean? And they was charged with that at one time, trying to steal cars and things when they tried to nick them.
I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I've got some exciting news to announce. Michael Franzese is coming back to tour the UK in 2024. The Remade Man Tour, the Michael Franzese story. Michael Franzese, once named one of the 50 most significant mob bosses in the USA by Fortune magazine, and a former member of the notorious Colombo crime family, will take you deep into the world of organised crime, sharing captivating tales and insights into the mafia's past, present and future. Join us for an unforgettable evening with Michael Franzese, the original Goodfella, as he exclusively sits down with myself, Shaun Attwood. With me as the host, there's going to be a no-holes-barred exploration of Michael Franzese's life, including his numerous arrests and jury trials that ultimately led to his pleading guilty to a federal racketeering charge, a 10-year prison sentence, and $15 million in restitution. You will have the unique opportunity to ask questions during an audience Q&A session, making this event a must-see for true crime enthusiasts and anyone curious about the underworld. Don't miss this explosive in-conversation with Michael Franzese. Live on stage in the UK, this exclusive in-person event will be held in various locations in the UK, Ireland and Scotland. Link in the description box below this video if you want to grab yourself a ticket. Back to the podcast. Cheers.
But it's ridiculous. If they got in the car, they wouldn't have been able to drive it away. They didn't know how to fucking do it. As for regards of criminal activity, all it was like fighting and bullying or taking and earning money out of what they terrorising fucking shop owners or what, or people wanted them there to protect when they used the place.
Real villainy.
No.
No, that's what everyone has said on this whole thing, as everyone said.
I mean, nobody is. They wasn't real criminals at all. I mean, they never went out doing armed robberies on the street of pavement artists, you know what I mean? And robbing banks or payrolls or even at the jump up and nicking lorry loads of
it. What happened that made them more famous than anyone else in England? What actually happened that turned them into all around the world? I think it's that fun thing, that website thing. Now everyone in the world goes,
great.
I actually look like a dickhead going, I'd have a fuck all. I actually look disrespectful.
I mean, only when they opened up the Double R Club, and that was the start of their fame, really, wasn't it? From there, because they got all the local old fighters there, like Ted Kid Lewis and Ted Kid Berg and a few of them old world champions, you know, and a lot of the old Jewish retired fighters all up there, and they entertained them. And I went to the opening and I was invited. That's when I was on my toes over there, living there in his flat, Ronnie Krays' flat. Of course, I was invited to all them fucking opening of the club and that. That was and that's where I got all the photos of us there. And I took Barney Bill over there to do an exhibition about, and upstairs they had a ring up there, and he did the exhibition fight on the day, you know. And Ronnie King, he was an ex-fighter who worked for me in the clubs of Dorman, and he could speak French. He was an educated fella, you know. And be fair to the management, leaving a quiet old leaf manner, you say, you know, to as they went out the door, all polite, this, you know. And it was lovely, but if there was any problem, he would be right up your side, you know. Yeah. And deal with the situation. But I had him all the time from the walk-in club I opened in Lambeth Walk with my brother George and Buster. The three of us opened it up, and I put the money up there for about fucking 600 quid. I put into that club. Never got the fucking money back for it. I know that. My George wouldn't have, and I've got nothing with him. And he used to get minicab offices and shush clubs and fucking everything else. But that's another story. But the hotel, the Ellerslie Hotel up on Crystal Palace, I mean, all the places I finished up opening up, and then the casino in Mid and Banham Road, 211 Club, and then the betting shops. I had half a dozen betting shops that I finished, 6 betting shops, all over from Croydon, all South London, and a Borough Market, I say one in the Borough Market, down in Bermondsey, and Nunhead, where Ronnie Corbett used to come in. Ronnie Corbett lived next door to the betting shop. He used to come and have a bet every day, you know. Yeah. And of course, then there was Danny LaRue's club. We used to go there and meet. That's with Barbara Windsor was in there then, and that's when Ronnie Knight met her and Mickey Regan, because I worked with them on the pavement, a few pavement jobs we did, you know. And there was all in that same business, but as regards to the Krays, they used to, people go to them thinking that they could get these jobs done when it was a decent bit of work, and they used to give it to me. So I used to go and do the work and give them a fucking whack. They used to get a cut out of it, and that worked all the time. And some really good bits of work come up, which was they was quite happy with. And one particular bit of work come up, and we got 6 grand each for.
That's right, and they wanted 6 grand for Ronnie, 6 grand for Charlie.
And I had a little fallout with Ronnie over that, and I wouldn't back down. I wouldn't give him any more. I said, that's all you're getting, a whack, you know. And but that was the sort of thing that he would brood and fester on, something like that. And that's why at the end of it, all these little come over, the twins want to see you, and all that business. When you go over there, there's a fucking party waiting to see you, all right, you know. Yeah. And which happened a few times with people, didn't it? And attempted ones as well, like with Billy Gentry when I went over there. And I was going to shoot Billy Gentry. I said, fucking Billy Gentry, he's a fucking lovely guy, what are you doing? And he's still alive today, but they went sent out four-handed to bring him back and come back with him, and he's pacing up and down the middle of the room like a caged fucking tiger with his braces on, puffing on a cigarette, lighting one on the end of it, and a Luger down his trousers. And when he comes back, Billy, the four-handed going to pick him up, bring him back, he's going to fucking shoot him. I said, what the fucking hell is that all about? You know, Bill's a good, solid guy, you know what I mean? Fucking, I've done 4 years with him.
What was it all about? Nothing, just Ronnie having a fuck-up thing in his head?
No reasons for it whatsoever, not that anyone seemed to know about, you know. But I didn't know. But then I found out a little while later that Bill had a touch with cannabis, because I went there and he put like a fucking kilo bar, you know, fucking in my lady's handbag, you know, to take it, had it in the pub, he opened the pub. So I think that might have been something he had a touch that they never got their money out of or something. Something like that could have been it. That was just prior to him wanting to kill him, you know. So I was trying, nobody would know how his mind worked though. He's fucking nutty as a fruitcake, wasn't he?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But so when I went over there, I said, ain't going to happen. I'll all sit down, relax, have a sandwich. There's the woman making the sandwich in the kitchen, and he's Savile Clark, whose flat it was. It's a bungalow place, and he's fucking looking all worried. Old Catberg gonna be tired, and she was in the kitchen, his wife, making tea and saying, look round as I went in. This fat body garlic come and picked me up from the pub, the Prince of Wales pub, took me over there, and he was about 20 stone, a big fat lump, and when I said, what's he want to put there? He said, I don't know, Freddie. He said, where he just asked me to come and pick you up. And so he got to take me back afterwards. I said, because I've got to get back and finish cashing up and it with the till. As I walk in, it's like a morgue in there, they're all sitting with long faces all around, all the usual suspects, you know. And then I said, what? And he said he's going to shoot fucking Billy Gentry. He's a good fan of it. I won we was next door to me for 4 years in Wormwood's clubs when I come from Leicester, finishing up that 10 stretch of Jack the Hat, I think. And me and him used to go and play fucking badminton over the gym, and all the Asian mob, the Muslim mob, they was the champions in it, because they're little lively little guys nipping around, like 9 stone, they're the heaviest, you know. But we went up beating them, we was beating them, and in the doubles, we went up beating the fucking lot of them, me and Bill. He was better than me at it.
And you weren't going to lose your badminton champion.
And they put us on a shield.
Fuck what we do with Gangsters, he won't lose his badminton part.
But in Wormwood Scrub there's a shield with me and his name on. Billy Gentry and Freddie won doubles championship, we won it. And he was next door, he's a good pal of mine, and they've got to fucking kill him, you know, fucking out of the blue. And what for? No one knows what for or anything. What Ronnie's got in his head over. And I think because he'd had this touch with this bit of gear, I think, something to do with that. So.
And do you mind talking about what you thought you was going to do when he got young?
Yes. So I said, sit down. I said, have a cup of tea. Well, I said, Wally, come on, take me back to the pub. And we got up, and just as we're going out, ring, the fucking doorbell rings. Everyone's on with the alert now. They're all down. He's up now, pacing up and down now. I said, no, they go to the door, and who was it went to the door first? A couple of them went in front of me, and I'd stay there, I'll go and answer it. I know if it's down, it's fuck off, you know what I mean, just run. But as we opened the door, there was Donahue there, and Whitehead, and Scott's Jack Dixon, about four-handed they were. And they looked at me and they went, we looked over it, we can't find him. And he's right up my arse, Ronnie Kray, right behind me. When I say up my arse,
I might know you say that.
I should rephrase that. He's right behind me, and he said, "Did you look down the windows? Did you go to the Regency?" They said, "We looked down there, Ron. We looked there. He's not out tonight. He's nowhere to be found." Did you go down there? The Carpenter's Arms? Yeah, we went there. Yeah, okay. I said, "That's it. Come on, Wally, get up. Come and get me back to my pub. Ta-da, everyone. Ta-da." We leave the missus and Sammy Clark went, "Oh, thank God for that," you know what I mean? And it all went, I got out of there.
But had they come back with him, they would have shot him?
Yeah, he would have shot him. No reason whatsoever. But poor old Bill, he wouldn't have known what fucking he'd done or what he'd done. Well, still to this day, he don't know why it was over. But so I relayed this story to Elf and Ronnie and Mickey and my couple of fellas in Simpsons. We had a meet. I said, "Fancy a bit of steak and kidney, put it out." This is what they do in a big old bowl there, don't they? Bring it round in a bowl to steak kidney. That without saying Simpsons. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, okay, fancy a bit of steak. All right, see you there at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And I relayed the story to them. I said, "You wouldn't fucking believe what happened last night." And they went, and Alfie Jardy went, "That could have been you, Fred." And I said, what, over that last bit of work when they never got the $6,000 each, $2,000 each instead of $6,000 each. Yeah, it would fester, and he come all the way from the Stepney with I forget who was with him, I think it was Scott's Jack with him, and they come to my flat on the 14th floor on the Bonamy estate there, and I had a flat up there and the pub, and the house in Dullard, 3 fucking addresses, but I was living up there, and that was a safe house up there for meats in it, you know, and I had people like Bigsy up there and fucking and from the shoot up at Catford shoot up, that was all up there. You know, it was a safe place to keep people, and that's where I was. And he found me up there, and he sat down and he brought it up again. You know, about the money that was about this gold thing. You know, so. It did bother me a little bit, and when he said that to me, I thought, fucking right, yeah, that could have been. Yeah, I mean, don't know what's going on in that fucking head of his. So, well, there's only one thing for it, then, isn't there? You know, they'd be fucking it, thought it'd be easy, but they split up, and they never went together, the two of them. They went with free-handed, and they went with four-handed in the car. And they all went separate ways or separate mates, but they never drove together, the two of them. Which was there after that, yeah. That's why they felt safe there, because if one got fucking ironed out, the other one could put it back or, you know, take care of things. That's how they was thinking that way. If they was together, they was both, that would have wiped out their whole firm, wouldn't it, if the two of them had gone, which would have happened. All the others would have been pleased to be off it.
You said, had you been a bit quicker, none of them would have been in prison.
Well, there would have been all that the money, the lawyers for a start at the Old Bailey 6 months trial, with all them lawyers getting £1,000 a week, they wanted a fucking trial. Even your defence lawyers wanted the trial to go on. And
yeah, of course.
Yeah, they did. What a bonus when if you're a lawyer you haven't got a good fucking job for that week, you're fucking behind with your wages, aren't you? I mean, you want that sort of work to carry on for months.
Did you get on with Ralph Hines or not?
No, I wouldn't have him. I never had him, no. Because he was there about him, wasn't he? Yeah. But I had another lawyer, another firm, but that they did.
You know, he was good for me, Ralph. He was always good for me. I know everyone's got their own story.
Yeah.
But he was always...
Yeah, he had got a good reputation. They did all right. So did the other one, you know. What's his name? His nephew wrote the book about him. Oh, fucking, I can't think at the moment. But he was quite good as well, another lawyer. But with my lawyers and the defence counsel, they put me on trial and a couple of other people in the dock with the Krays firm, all their fucking little bump, and they went through the trial of George Cornell being shot in the Blind Beggars and Jack the Hat. They put the two trials on with the same fucking jury. Now I'm in the docks with George Cornell, Blind Beggars. I said, what am I doing sitting there for a whole fucking 2 or 3 months with the jury looking at me every time, and they must be scratching their head and say, well, what the fucking hell's he doing in there? I'm like, my name wasn't mentioned once all the way through the trial. Now I've got to sit there for another trial that follows it, and then I'll get the mention, you know, afterwards with taking Jack the Echo away, you know. But there should have been a severance to the trial, a meeting, and they never turned up. The fucking defence counsels never turned up on the meeting for the severance of the two trials. What do you think of that? Because they were sitting there with nothing to say or do, getting paid thousands of pounds every fucking week for fucking months, and they didn't. They wanted a trial. They wanted to fucking sit there in the trial together. They fucking totally wrong. If anything was illegal, that was, you know. And what chance did you stand? And the judge, and it turns out the judges had already found everyone guilty, and their sentences all written out. They found evidence, paperwork, before the defence had finished their defence case. He'd already made up his mind, and he
was getting what?
Who was getting what? That's why he gave me a life. He gave me a life, first of all. And the prosecution came up, Kenneth Jones. He said, oh my Lord, he said, no. He said, it doesn't carry a life sentence. He said, it doesn't carry a life sentence? well, what does it code? He got the clerk of the belt. He said, the clerk said, well, it did so years ago, but after the fact, before the fact it carries a life, but after the fact doesn't carry a life sentence, Your Honour. So he said, well, what is the life sentence? And Kenneth Jones, give me two. He got out. He said, I'm only thinking in terms between a 4 and a 7, Your Honour. That's for like disposal of Jack, you know. So he said, and so what's the maximum? He said, the maximum's 10 years. 10 years it is taken down. Right, that's it. And that's quick as that. He wanted to give me a fucking life, that bastard. And then when I go down into the cells at the back, we're all down there, they've all got their 30s, 20s and 15s, lives. Charlie's got a 10, I've got a 10. And as I'm talking, as I'm commiserating there, a few tears have bounced up and all, you know what I mean, breaking down a few of them. And they opened the door and they said, Foreman, you're wanted. I said, oh yeah? I said, wanted. Where do you want? Went to take you to the charge room. I said, fucking charge room. Take me down the back of the court in the charge room, walking there. It's all my lawyers standing there with their wigs in their hand, all looking glum. And it's all the murder squad and the parade and Cater and all that mob, all there. And I said, it's your birthday tomorrow. It's the 4th of March. He said, I've got some news for you, Foreman. We're charging you with the murder of Frank Mitchell. Have you any reply? No reply. But I said, no. And they all looked at me defence, then they all counsel, fucking hell. I've just got a 10 now, I'm charged with fucking murder now. You know, I think I'm out, I'm finished, you know, of it all. Go back to the cell, I went back and I said, just been fucking charged with what? Fucking hell. So I ain't finished yet, you know what I mean?
You're a little head. I don't even put myself in there.
Imagine it.
I can't.
And I went, this is one of the worst moments in my life when I went downstairs and in the Old Bailey and I got a visit with Maureen and it wasn't a normal visit. They let me speak to her through these iron gates. It wasn't in a visiting area. So it was weird really. And she's the other side of this bed and she's upset I've got a 10 stretch. I said, that ain't the end of it. They've just charged me with the fucking murder of Mitchell. I said, yeah. Oh my God, she went, fucking hell. Oh, that was the worst moment I think ever. Yeah, when that happened. And I had to go back and tell them that. And the neighbours charged as well, weren't they? But everyone got acquitted on that, and the Mitchell thing, yeah.
Thank fuck.
Can I ask, do you think the heavy sentences was because of the publicity? Because it's in the papers, wasn't it? Headlines.
Headlines. It was like a circus getting from Brixton prison all the way through the streets with the sirens blaring and the motor outriders all riding up. They never stopped for traffic lights, went straight over traffic lights with the riders up in front would clear the way from them and catch them up. And everywhere they took a different route every day. They never take the same route and they go back on it. So one would go right out the way down Wandsworth Road and go up, another one would go out round the back of the Tower Bridge and all that way. You know, all different routes they took. And one particular day we're all in them little lock-up boxes in the meat wagons and you're looking out the epoxy little windows and then a fucking motorbike and a cop went spinning past us and he hit a road obelisk thing and he come off the bike and he overtook us. We're going to the speed and he overtook us going down the road on the motorbike in front of him, you know what I mean? That was one particular incident. And then when we got to the Old Bailey in the street, they stopped the street off of any pedestrians going in the back of the Old Bailey, and they're laying in doorways and standing in doorways with fucking automatic rifles, holding up all the pedestrians just at the time when all the juries arrive in as well, you know, time to perfection. so that they see all this performance. And then, but when I used to go through the cut, all that in the pie and mash shop, all used to come out and go, "Go ahead, Fred," all thumbs up, all waving at me. And when they went that route, you know. But it was a sham. The whole trial was a complete sham. And they got away with so much, so much.
I mean, naughty, wasn't they? Blatantly.
No.
Blatantly naughty.
Yeah, it was.
With that
outrageous what they done. Yeah.
Do you because from reading about the Krays, they hired John Pearson to write their story.
Yeah.
And like
they put him in a house in the East End. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know anything about that? Did you think it was a bit
weird them doing that?
Yeah. If they were still active.
Yeah, they was active at the time. Yeah. But they wanted to be famous, obviously. I mean, he's all right writing about things years and years later, but they was writing them there
at the time,
pre-writing their history, yeah.
And David Bailey taking their photographs? Did you?
Yeah.
Sort of,
no, I never had. Yeah,
but did they talk about it? Were they like?
No, I never had them sort of conversations with them. Right. The only conversations I had with them was if there's any sort of work or business. I didn't socialise with them. The only one was Charlie, the only one I socialised with. And they turned on him, didn't they? They didn't, you know. They had a good word to say about him. But even during the trial and that, yeah.
With like journalists, I've sort of doing the research. Like there was a guy that wrote for the Times that sort of started writing about them, saying they had a presence about them.
Yeah.
And they were like creating a myth.
Yeah.
About them back then.
Yes.
Did they have a presence about them? If like some people met them, would they think?
Yeah, well, they used to come to my pub. I had the Prince of Wales, and they at the Borough, just behind the Borough Market, and in Land Street that was the street where Charles Dickens used to live at one time, and the school opposite was Charles Dickens School where my kids went to, but they pulled all these row of houses down, and I went up with the lock, the key of the house where Dickens lived. Yeah. And then round the corner was the Marshalsea, which was a Marshalsea prison. It's still there today, and I took that over the lease of it, and I put a speeder at the top of it, and armchairs, and I had a fucking pool table up there, and dice, and and a little cafe in the corner with the sandwiches and nobody used to fucking go home. The guys used to stay there, sleep on their settees and armchairs and on the fucking floor even. And the wives used to come around screaming and hollering, "Well, you fucking still around here? When you coming home?" You know, all that. And because they'd had their bit of food and breakfast, but they played cards all night. That's all they wanted to do, you know, the Spielers. But and then on the next floor I had a gymnasium, which I had professional fighters there, like Dave Charney used to train up there, and a lot of black fighters at the time, and Mark Rowe and all them. It was like it is today. Boxing was very fashionable at that time, you know. Anyway, I had all that going on in that floor. And then down the second was changing rooms with a sauna. But I've had a sauna, you get 6 people in it, Swedish sauna. They just all right with a few birds in there as well, you know.
Really?
Yeah. It used to be used quite often. The book your time, you know, to get it then. But and then in the basement it was empty, and it was a big space down there. And I put a stage up in there, and I was going to turn it into a club, but I never got around to turn it into a club because I got pop groups down there like Cat Stevens and the Small Faces and people like that. They was all coming down there rehearsing, doing their rehearsals. Yeah. They wasn't even known then, you know. They when they finished doing their rehearsals, they'd come around, walk round the corner, which I just go round out here, round the next street, to my pub and have a drink in the pub, you know. So they all complimented each other, and this is still there, the Marshalsea prison one. That's still there today.
And
I invested what money I had into straight businesses.
Yeah. Do you think, because you were sort of involved in crime, like some people like see it as just a way of making money, that's your life, just a way to make money rather than to intimidate people or...
Oh yeah, I never was into the game of intimidating people.
But did you always see it as like
I was into robbing fucking banks and payroll robberies and gold robberies, which I had the biggest one at the time, biggest gold robbery, and also the and then of course years later the Security Express robbery, you know, £7 million cash robbery, the biggest cash robbery at the time. But I mean, we're setting the records straight sort of thing. But it was a profession. It was a living, and that's how I got all the straight business. I was turning the money into straight business. It's not crooked business, you know, like the betting shops and the clubs and the casinos, and they were all straight legit businesses, you know.
So you saw the way you chose to sort of earn money. It's just like you saw it as like a career.
It was a career. I was a career criminal. Yeah, of course. And to find, but it was only to finance these different projects, to go straight and legitimate. And the idea was to, in another year's time, I would have just said, that's it, throw the gloves away, and you completely legitimate now. You know, I don't need to do anything else.
Do you think the Krays saw things differently to that? Where they might have wanted to glamorise things?
They weren't really doing anything.
They wasn't doing anything. I don't know if they had any objective at the end of the tunnel. Saw any. They were just going to be the fucking.
They got lost in the fame. Do you think?
Yeah, in the fame. They lapped up the fucking glory, the attention. You know, they were getting attention seekers and everything, like with the politicians, for instance. You know what I mean?
Did you know anything about the Lord Boothby scandal? Because that was like front page headlines.
I went to one party at one stage when and Ding Dong Dell came with me, who worked with me. He worked for me at the betting shop, and there was another guy there. Was one of them who got nicked over Jack's spot. One of their family. That one that worked in the meat market. I knew him when I worked in the meat market once for a period of time. I come out of the nick, had to get a job, and what was it? Oh, no. Anyway, we went to this party, and didn't really want to go to it. It was in a big house somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but there was the clergy there and Franciscan monks in them brown cassock. You know, they used to wear them brown long cassock things, didn't they? And they was dancing and jitterbugging and swirling them around like skirts, you know what I mean? And they was all creeping off into different bedrooms and places and that. And the twins was there, and I said, I said, Ding Dong, I said, let's get out of here. And they said, yeah, and this other fella, we went to the toilet, he was in the bathroom, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, he said, fuck, you know, Fred, this fella from the market, he's going up, he said, I'm going, he said, I said, we're out of here. And we got out there fucking as soon as we could. It was a fucking den of iniquity. And there was all these young guys there, you know, dancing around like the mini skirts, you know what I mean?
Can I ask you, Fred, you know the Security Express, that was the biggest one?
Yeah, it was at the time.
And how detailed was the planning on that?
Oh, well, if you see the Johnny Diet, the way he talks, he's a man, he's Mr. Wonderful, he fucking did it all on his own sort of thing, you know what I mean? But it took a long time, took a year to get it right. He wanted to go, he thought that they left the money in the vans parked in the car park at night because they delivered money so early in the morning, they hadn't had time to go and load up, so they must have put the money in on the night to go and deliver that early.
And leave them loaded, ready for the morning.
And so they'd leave them out in a fucking car
Yeah,
park.
yeah.
They might have left a couple of bags of silver, because they was always heavy.
Heavy, yeah.
But in the back of a van, he may have done that. Whatever information was required, but you had to look at it right round the clock, and it took a long time to do it. Well, it was held up for me because I come back and got nicked after the customs officer got shot dead, didn't he? And Dookie Osborne committed suicide. So that was all that went on, and I was in America, and I had to, and they said, come back. We've got a nice bit of work if you come back, you know. Anyway, I came back, and I wasn't back a week, and I was fucking nicked in Soho one night. And had to tear up and chase all through Soho, and had that fucking Tony Long was there, that fucking executioner, that cop who shoots everyone, and I ran in a cul-de-sac with, not a cul-de-sac, it wasn't a cul-de-sac, but there was a lorry there, and they was unloading the lorry, so the sides of the lorry was stacked high with boxes for a Chinese restaurant and all that, a couple of Chinamen there, open there, and I run there, it was like running into a cul-de-sac, you know what I mean? I couldn't go any further, and they come down from Shaftesbury Avenue, and I come out the Italian club with Vicky Reek and 90, and some other people. Teddy Dennis was there. They said the helicopters above, and it's just it's alive with coppers, and they said, well, now we know it's you. They're here. They've had you here, you know. Because as I changed the coat with someone, I put a different coat on, I tried to smother myself up and got a hat and went out, and as I walked out, I got to the first turning on the right that went up to site, and they come down like a rugby scrum, all in a line, come running down, and they come running out the back and this way and that way. And I went through them like ducked and dived. They went that way and I went that way. And I got out to Shaftesbury Avenue. Nearly got knocked up with the air crossing Shaftesbury Avenue. All hooting the fucking hooters there. And I got into Soho and I thought, I've lost them now. And then I run down this fucking cul-de-sac of a fucking Chinaman's fucking unloading. And they all around there like this. I got my hands in the air. I said, no, I ain't got no tool. I'm not tooled up. And got my coat open like that, and I said, look, these Chinamen. I said, no, I'm not. I'm shouting at them as well, you know. I'm not told. I've got no gun, and they was like this. Fucking loved to have shot me. That Tony Long was there as well. He would have loved to have shot me because he shot 3 people on the abattoir, and he shot one running right about. Their life was in danger. That's why he had to shoot them. He's done a television thing, hasn't he? And this guy was running away, and he shot him in the back, in the spine, and I was in the neck with him, you know, afterwards, this fella, in Maidstone with him. I come down the gym, I forget his name, and he said, I can't finish, I got a bullet loss in my fucking spine, but that Tony Long put it in my back. I was fucking running away from the fucking abattoir, you know. I wasn't in no danger. That's why they only shot people who had a gun and all that bollocks. Anyway, so I finished up a year in Winchester, Nick, from there, from when they arrested me, and waiting to go up on trial over the customs, over the customs. Now I'm up over being an accessory to the customs thing. Because I wasn't there. I was there on the day, but I was across the road in a phone box when the shooting went off. Scatty shot the custom officer in Aldgate. That was in a car park, he'd done that. But I was seen in the vicinity of, so I must have been with Dookie Osborne, was in the car with me. And so we just gone down the country to unload it and was surrounded. We managed to get away across fields and got it back to London, you know, the car. But it was bugged underneath. We didn't, when I went to Delhi and went up in the Punjab, they knew everything. And it was bugged from the day it left fucking India. I'll go up and I spent a year in the Nick. I go up and they bring up all the history of the Krays trial, getting a 10 and all that. And And the judge, Bristow, his name was, I forget his name, he said, I'm not interested I weren't interested in this case here. He said he was not involved in any of this aftermath of the shooting. He said, and he spent how many, 6 years, 7 years in America. He said he's lost his house in Dulwich Village, his businesses, his betting shops, he's lost everything, and I think he's suffered enough. He said he's been away, had to take his family out to America, and you know, I couldn't believe when I was listening to him talk. He's better than that defence counsel. You know what I mean? He said 2 years suspended sentence. He said,
Oh yeah, that's it.
I come out of there with Mum, Maureen and that, and a few family there. I wanted to do the clip the heels, you know, and I said, I can't fucking believe this. And I also, when I arrived in Winchester, the governor came to see me, and the chief petty officer, right, the chief screw, and he said, Foreman, I just arrived here. He said, but I wanted to tell you, he said, if it's true what they said you've done, he said, you need a medal the size of a dustbin lid. It's just a governor at the neck. So I must have had a bit of goodwill with somebody. Anyway, when the judge, it could be 2 years suspended sentence.
It's a touch, isn't it?
And so I'm fucking free, you know what I mean? I can't fucking believe it. And they're all speculating what I was going to get. I was going to get 5, and there's 6 or something like that. And I walked out of the fucking court, and they're just pissed out. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, of course, in no time, I'm on the work, and I grafting on the security. So when I get found guilty all these years later, like 8 years later, when they kidnapped me and brought me back from Spain,
Yeah.
I'm on trial for it, and I'm charged with handling because they couldn't prove anything that I took part in the robbery. No evidence at all. Not a shred of evidence to say I was actually took part, that I handled money. They traced money that had been moved 8 times. The money had been moved 8 fucking times. 400 grand had been transferred to different places from the Zeppelin to all around the fucking world. It got, but they backtracked it like dominoes, you know what I mean? They can track it back. And so he said, you 9 years, he said, I give 9 years. 9 years for handling a bit of cash for the robbery. Fucking hell, that's a bit nasty. So go down, it's like repeating itself again. Go down to the cell, I can't go, I want you back up again, Foreman. I said, oh, no, I thought not, again, another one, like with the old fucking Mitchell one.
Yeah.
Go back, and he said, it's been brought to my notice. He said that you got a 2 year suspended sentence. He said, you still owe us a year. We've got to make that a nice round figure, shall we? Make it 10. Over the 9 it went up to a 10. Just like that, yeah.
Yeah, and he said, well, I don't have any fruit machines here. Because it was a rave club then, and no one heard of a rave club.
Yeah.
But I think he had to come and see you after that. I think you got a phone call because he had to come and explain it to you too.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that, yeah.
So what overall was your relationship with David been over the years then, Fred?
Well, we did a good relationship. We clicked straight away. We got a good start. And I remember staying over his place. I slept at his house after not knowing him very long, you know. And I left a pair of trainers behind up there, and I never fucking saw them again. I bought them when I was in Cuba as well. They was really good. It's expensive trainers.
What size feet are you?
A 9.
That's it, Dave. He's the same size. He's the same size.
Yeah, I really like them trainers, but I never found them. And we did a sort of documentary, I think, together. Yeah, I remember when we left, there was a load of winos hanging about, but give us some money to go and get pissed or something. Yeah. Give a $5 or something. But that he was doing I think I've seen it, the film he did, the documentary. I know I was looking through some bars in it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. That was down at Thamesmead, I think.
That's it, on Thamesmead Estate.
Yeah.
Is that the one that was on Channel 5?
I think so. Yeah, it would have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But Dave was the up-and-coming guy on the block, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. I think he was floating about then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But his whole thing revolved around Joe, and he idolised Joe Paul Senior, and probably yourself. You two are the two, you know, in his eyes that were the two that he had to definitely take notice and learn from.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you were the only two worth learning from in his eyes.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think he showed that in a lot of his things, really, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been very loyal to me. Yeah, always been there if it needed. You know.
Hey, we hope you're enjoying the podcast. It's a word from our sponsor, Shady Rays, and it is the season of giving. Get the perfect gift for that special somebody, yourself or both. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarised shades and quick swap snow goggles that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers an unrivaled product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Durable frames and world-class optics for all outdoor adventures. And Jen's blonde locks aren't getting tangled.
In the tangle-free nose piece, so I can put it up in my hair like this. No catching.
With an extensive array of styles and colours, you're bound to find the perfect pair of Shady Rays sunglasses. And if you're into winter sports, their quick swap snow lenses move effortlessly between full sun to low light environments. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out a very merry deal for the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use the code SHAUN for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. That's shadyrays.com, Shaun, SHAUN, for 50% off or 2 more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Link in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. Thanks for supporting our sponsor. Back to the podcast. Cheers.
And we don't need them so much these days. It's not like the old days, is it? When there's fucking rows going on all over London, and coming down from different parts of the country. They come down there to celebrate your birthday now.
That's right, yeah.
Norwich and Birmingham and Manchester and Newcastle but the sweaters coming down from Glasgow. We used to have a lot of that. And go up there and show your loyalty and they come down there and do some things that you couldn't do yourself.
Didn't he go and get a Ferrari back for you once?
Yeah, oh yeah, that was great stuff. Yeah, and it was in a garage. And it was put right in the back of this garage, and there's all these cars parked in front of it. And the guy come to me, and they'd done some work on it, and they wanted another $5,000 off of him or something, to before they give him the car back. When they specify, or they give him to get a better performance out of him.
Yeah.
One of them coups, it was a bit of a rip-off, really. They was ripping this guy off, and he come to me, and anyway, there was a bit of dough in it, and Dave got them to take all the cars out of the garage first to get to the one at the back, and I think they had it jacked up with the wheels, I think, and all the office staff he had laid down, he laid them all down. He'd done the job well, he did, yeah. Anyway, he got the 5 large for it, yeah, which was a nice payday, yeah.
Good payday, yeah.
He took a couple of heavies with him, I know, a couple of meaty guys, but you just by being together and showing solidarity, it does a lot of good. It keeps people in place.
Well, you and Joe done him a lot of good, especially when he had the old grass thing thrown at him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that Joe
boys.
stood up and
Yeah.
proper, and you both,
Yeah, solid.
both jumped up straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Not want to have that at no price, no.
I mean, the mad thing is, it come out on that panorama last year where the copper actually admitted that he weren't the grass.
Is he?
It's actually on the panorama
Oh, is it?
where they
That's
said
good.
in that case there was no
Well,
informant.
no informant, yeah.
There was no informant. So that was saying, look, you weren't. After the one they said he was for 15 years,
yes.
they let him go for all that
All
shit
that
for
time
15
before they
years.
exonerated him.
Come back out and went,
Yeah.
yeah, there wasn't actually one on that case.
Ah,
But by now, Dave's 60 now, isn't he? But 15, 16 years ago, it was in
they've thrown it at him, yeah.
yeah, by doing it at 45,
Mm.
it killed his career a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was up and coming media wise.
Yeah.
He was, everyone liked him. He was saying that everyone could actually have a little bit of, but
Yeah.
the grass thing, just give his enemies.
Something to latch onto.
That's it. Yeah. But admitting it sort of 18 years later.
They ain't done a
You know,
bit late in the day, innit? Yeah, he's had to survive all that, which he did. He survived it all.
He survived it, scarred him a bit,
Yeah.
left him, you
Yeah.
know, it's a bit
It would
scarred.
do if anyone said anything bad about it.
You know.
Ah.
It was, and I do remember him saying at one point, he went, they're either going to try and call me a nonce or a grass, one of the two.
One of the two.
Do you know what I mean? So, but he did say to me at that time when he was doing the old book thing and getting out of all that game and just wanting to sell the stories.
Yeah.
He went, listen, it don't matter in this game. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
And then I said,
As long as
well,
they spell your name right.
I said, well, on the front of the paper, Dave, it says you're a grass.
Oh,
then."
that wasn't really the publicity. Not the one he was after, anyway, that's for sure. But it's amazing, yeah, but you
But
know,
you've
it
seen
takes
that.
one person to start spreading that fucking
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of thing shit around, and it snowballs, doesn't it, into a big story. Yeah, it's so easy. I mean, just because people knew coppers, I knew several coppers, and I could phone them up today and talk to them, you know.
Yeah, but in that 60s,
But in that
era, in the 60s,
you had to have some help. You
You
had to be able to reach out. If you
right,
had a
yeah.
firm around you and you was out at it, if you never had be able to reach out, if anyone of you tripped up and fell over, to get a bit of help, you wasn't a fucking, you know, it wasn't a good firm.
how would you have found them geezers to start with, for them coppers? Or they were ones that
Well,
nicked
these
you
are
and-
ones, but like, for instance, there's one particular one who I got to know very well. And when I did the walk-in club back in the 58, and he was just an ordinary copper from Kennington Nick across the road. And he used to come over and say, oh, Freddie, there's some complaints that are coming in about a late night, leaving the club late at night and slamming the car doors and all. Good night, shouting out, see you next Saturday or whatever. You know, people making a noise leaving the building. Can you get it quietened down? That's how it started off, you know. So any little things, that complaints, he would come over. It was his job to tell me, you know, to come over and well,
But he was fair, he was being a bit reasonable.
being reasonable. And then I find out he was in the war, he was a commando during the war, and he used to say, I went and had a few meals at the steakhouse over Victoria, I invited him over a couple of times and we had a meal together, and that was just how it started off, you know, and a nice bit of steak and, you know, baked potato salad and that. And so from then on, he'd come in the pub once maybe in a fortnight and have a drink, and at the end of the bar, never brought anyone else with him, but just, you know, he'd come into the club and have a drink. And that went on from there. And when I took the pub to Prince of Wales, he was over the road in the Borough Mile. He'd come across, and he kept all the other coppers out. He played the game with me, and he would tell others not to come in there. Police have any other coppers. It was his little way. He'd want a drink, he could go in there, because he had a lot of straight people, bookmakers and business people around him. And they was nice company, you know. They'd gone on these cruises, Russian. They were trying to get me on the Russian cruiser go over and things like that. So that's how the relationship began. And then there was people like who wanted to come and throw themselves in and put their hands up, like providing they're not getting shafted and getting other charges stuck on them, and getting a fair crack at the whip. And so, because a few of them, there's one particular Scottish guy who was going to fucking shoot him on sight, and he was worried he would shoot it up himself, because if they find me in a flat on bed, they'd fucking shoot me in the bed, you know. So he said, "Oh, can you arrange for me to come in and, you know, with my hands up, sort of thing, because they're going to kill me, you know, this other thing that happened." And I arranged it for him to do it, and they come over and took him in quietly and just took him across the road, and nobody got injured.
So like in that era,
yes, you did that, you know.
Professional people had a little link there that there was you all was on one sort of bit at one point, weren't you? There was a bit of, there was some rules in the game, wasn't there? There was rules in the game, yeah.
And I mean, Mickey Hennessy, he stabbed the guy in a row in a party, because the guy smashed a glass in his brother's face, scarred him right up, and he pulled it out and he got him on the seat. He fucking went in a frenzy. Badly, he stabbed him, killed him. But he was a known face, and he'd had a lot of criminal on police and stuff like that. He'd been a violent person all his life, you know. And of course, he wound up on a murder trial, and with a bit of help from the old Bill there, he wound up with a 2-year fucking sentence, you know.
Self-defence.
Self-defence, yeah. You know, little things you could do.
So in a way, in them days, there was a sort of fairness, even with some old Bill. They'd go, look,
yeah.
I know they'd actually go.
See, they're ex-military people, and there was more. There wasn't from the colleges, like, you know.
Yeah, everyone had been through a war.
They come up,
whether they was in the police force or on the other side.
I used to talk to him about it, because he was a commando, and he said, we used to say, fucking hell, Winston Churchill's got another fucking plan up. One of his ideas come up. We've got to go over to France and go and kidnap a few fucking German sentries, and bring it back to England to fucking question them, you know, to fucking quiz them and all that. And things he used to dream up, you know. And what fucking crazy idea he's got this time, you know. But and of course, my two brothers being in the parachute regiment, and they started off in the Royal Artillery and the Kingswood Rifles, but they all had to go to this. I think it was they earned more fucking money being a paratrooper. You got a bigger wage back. I think it's only the money that made them do it. I don't think any other reason. I can't see any other reason. And they went into it, and the first airborne, and it finished up over in Italy. They went over on that liner. You know, remember what was that?
Casino line.
That big liner that used to take them all of it. Was a pleasure cruiser. They converted it to a troop carrier during the war. And he went over on that. Wally and Herbie, the two of them was out there, but they never met up with each other, and that was in Africa. And then from Africa, they invaded Sicily, and Sicily they took that, and then after that invasion, they went into Italy, and then finally in Italy, Herbie was on a patrol with some others. When they used to go out and engage the enemy to see where the enemy were, you know, and the Germans used to do the same thing in Italy, make contact with the enemy, and it wasn't so technical as it is today, you know. And he's on patrol, and they're going through this little village, and as they're going through this little Italian village, it's all desolate and it's been bombed and fucking it's knocked out of the place, and as they're walking street by street to contact the Germans, in the following street there's another fucking German patrol doing exactly the same thing, you know, making contact with the enemy, as what Herbie's dozens are doing. That's what they're doing as well. So when they turn down the street, they're face to face with each other and have a shootout, you know, have a right shootout. And unfortunately, our boys come out on top, and I killed several of them, and the others legged it. And when it was all over, they never had any injuries. The Germans they'd won the little battle shootout, and but from a basement at one of the houses, an Italian comes out. Buongiorno, buongiorno. He's speaking Italian. They couldn't understand what he's fucking saying, and they follow him. And they go down into this basement, and it's quite a big basement. And they've got a table laid out, and that means food to eat, isn't it? Something to eat in Italian, you know. And he's got his wife, and all these kids come out, and they all sit at the table, and even these other little squatters, they sat down, and up come this bowl of spaghetti was like white fucking worms. That's how it, because I'd never seen spaghetti. Never ever seen the fucking spaghetti. And it came on the table, and I went, fucking hell, what's this? And then they're spooning it up, and they look at one another and say, fucking got to eat this shit, you know. And then up come the fucking big bowl of sauce, and then that come on top of it, and then the fucking parmesan cheese on top of that, and I got into it. Fucking hell, that's not more like it. They've been on prison, on the food, and they're sleeping in booths, them little fucking little tents you had. It's about that high, isn't it? Little thing just to keep you out of the rain and water. Them little things they had there, and he's sleeping in one of them. And all of a sudden, Wally comes over. And he asked to see if they know another Foreman, like Albert Foreman. He says, yeah, he's up there. Herbie's up there. He's kept. He goes up there, and he gets his boots. Come away! Oh fuck me! It's the first time they'd seen one another for years, like in Italy, you know. So Herbie said, "Oh, he said, you hungry? What's saying to eat? I'll come with me. I'll take you." So he takes him down to the fucking Italian cafe again, doesn't he? And he had some spaghetti.
How is that they met up in all them people in Italy? They bumped into each other like that.
Yeah, they're different fucking units, but they was there. And they fought right through Italy, like from Africa, Sicily, Italy, and then come back to England. And they told us a story about it. We never knew fucking what spaghetti was till after the fucking war, when they started putting it out in cafes and that, you know. And it was the same, coming out like a load of white worms until the sauce and the hamburger. Because down Wandsworth Road there's a little Italian cafe there. Fucking hell, it banged out. You couldn't get a table or sit down in it when it took off. That was years later. But the two of them met up there, and they was in different units, and they split up again. They went different places. They come back, and then they come over back to England, and then Herbie went to the Arnhem. He was on the Arnhem top, you know, at 10,000 or what's it? 2,000 survived it, and he was on that top, and Wally was still in the invasion of Normandy, D-Day invasions. So but Wally was very, very clever. He's very intelligent, and they moved him out of the Paras into SOE, Special Operations Executive, and that is fucking heavy shit. That is that mob. They specialised in dropping behind enemy lines and organising the resistance. You know, the guerrilla fighters.
They the original SAS, weren't they?
Yeah, they was from way back.
Yeah.
Originated. Yeah. But he was transferred from the Paras to the.
He was chosen then. He was chosen. He was picked because he had skills that they wanted.
What they wanted. Yeah. And of course, when he retired, he went to work in the post office.
Must have been mad for them coming home and doing that. But that's what I think, Fred. Obviously, what happened there, you had the copper who'd been a commando. Yeah. And even if you decided to go into the criminal game, you both had that camaraderie thing from the war. Yeah. So you could relate to each other a bit. You knew you was on different sides of the fence, but you still got to go, look, I'll give you a chance.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So it was a little bit of fair play.
Yeah.
A little bit more sporting, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you'd been through the same scenarios as each other, hadn't you? You know, you had a lot in common.
Yeah. And you both sort of knew right from wrong on a fair level, didn't you? You knew that I'm doing a robbery, I'm not out to kill anyone.
Anyone or fucking batter anyone. Because if they used to get like half a dozen geezers go to the bank and pick up the money in the back of a lorry or a van. And if you go in there and beat the fucking granny out of them just to get the money, you're probably beating the guy who fucking put the fucking work up in the first place.
Yeah. One of them.
One of them who fucking give you the job, you know what I mean? You didn't hurt people unnecessarily.
When was the first time they pulled out guns?
Eh?
When was the first time they pulled out guns?
Yeah, well, I can't I think that when the first time that we took guns out after.
What year would that have been roughly, Fred?
That's early 60s. It's in the paper cuttings, being them newspaper cuttings about the blow, yeah. And it was one of the first major, it was military bit of work. It's like a military operation, you know, the motors involved and the street was specially chosen, Bow Common Lane, and it was going delivering money to all about 5 different power stations over England, London, and they was all in cricket bags. You know them big, like those red cricket bags, big heavy, lovely leather ones. You
put the bats and the stumps in and all that.
And they had them lined up, 5 of them in the back of the van, you know, and I've got to know the driver through someone else who actually was the driver on it, but he wasn't on driver on it on the day we went to work, you know, and but when he told us everything, but he didn't tell us that there was a copper on board. He told us there was a copper on board with an Alsatian dog from the city, but he didn't mention anything about the 2 bank guards who had shooters. They was both armed with Berettas, and they went to shooting every week. They was in the shooting range practicing and all that. So there was 2 armed fucking guards on there, and besides the tellers in the back from the bank, there's what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's about six people in the bank van, and the driver up front, you know. But he was the guy who put it up. Let's have a look at it, where it was garaged up and things like that. Look at the windows at the back of all the little windows around the side of the van, and we're sending to Evening Standard V8 newspapers, you know, tearing around London, you know, the Evening Standard van, and that's like a powerful V8 engine in it, and the short stubby wheels, double wheel base. We reinforced the back axle on there with a bit of, and a big yard down in Essex there. It was like a airplane hangar, and you know, the gates right back, and we had all the motors lined up there, what we nicked, you know, flat top lorry, because if you see a van put in front of you, it was covered in van, you was on alert. If it's a flat top lorry, he didn't take the notice, flat back. So there's 2 in a flat back to drive it back. It was Jerry Cardigan and Billy Ambrose, ex-fighter. Billy Ambrose, good fighter. And they're in that flat top. Now, when it comes down Bow Common Lane, they see it come into the lane. They wait till it comes down and drive at you. So they're in front of it and the back man's behind it. And we're parked up in the Evening Standard little van, and we had another van man a few streets away for another changeover. So we had like 3, and we had another van parked up there. So run down the side of the van, and as we run down, there's all the windows in the van. We put all the windows in the van and put this mustard fucking pepper and a mixture with a acetylene bottle
to spray it in. It worked when we tried it out, but on this particular day, that they stopped and reversed back. So the driver in it, he's fucking hell, he's reversing flat top load. I ain't suspicious of it, but he's come at an angle. They moved the steering, they ain't come back straight. They come back at an angle, so it's the front on angle where after the back of the flat top is jutting out the side. So when we drive down the side, it's thrown us out of line because we've hit the back of our own motor, and it's threw us out of line of the windows. We pulled the tarpaulin sheet down, and now we can only move a certain amount along the lorry to put the windows in. And the gas bottle is there and the powder, talcum powder, and all this other shit in it, and it's going to fuck everyone up. But we've got a little crowbar to knock the windows in. So when it comes down the side, they come on a screw. So like if that's the van there, they out here, it's sticking out about 2 or 3 foot.
Got you,
so we can't go down the side, close up to the side of it, and pull our sheet down and smash all the fucking windows in the side, put the spray, the gear in, and so and when we hit at the back of the lorry, the gas bottle come flying down from one end of the fucking lorry where me and Alf was in. And that's our job, doing the windows and putting the gear through, see? And then run round and after we've done that, come out the back. But we're fucking knocked us flying with the gas bottle and everything has come with us, and tore us right down the end of the fucking van. And he turns, so when we get out, there's an old Oliver and Owen, and Mickey Regan wants to put the two, he's back to the even standing van, done the 2 windows, put a chain, hooked the chain through, hooked it up, we snatched it off, fucking 2 back doors just flew up in the air and landed in the fucking road, come right off, clean as a whistle. So it's all exposed now there, you're looking inside to everybody inside. There's fucking half a dozen people and the dog handler, and next thing you know, he's jumping out the side of it, the van, the dog handler and that, and he's attacked Bill and Jerry, who's in the flat top lorry that have backed onto him, stopped them. They're fighting with him, the big copper, big 6 foot fucking city copper it was, and we can't get up the back of it because all of a sudden, bang, bang, the two geezers just popping away at us, and there's he's on his knees, crawling around on the floor, and I looked at him, and he's got a fucking bullet in his head, isn't it? It's shot him right through the fucking head. It's gone in here, it's right round the space of his skull, and come out the other side. Fucking amazing it is, what happened. And of course, get him in, Mickey Regan's when he put it through, he's holding his arm, he's been shot through the fucking arm. He's had one through his arm when he put the fucking chain and hook up there. So but in all the commotion, you don't hear it going off, you know what I mean? And all the fucking noise. And of course, they're standing over the bags of money like this, popping away. So I looked down the side of we're all ready to come away in the back of the Evening Standard van to take us all. And where's Bill and Jerry? Look down the side of the van, and there's the bank van, then the flat top lorry, and then another 25 yards further on is the 3 of them in the road with the copper and the Alsatian dog hanging out of Bill's arse. He's got arse, and they're like dancing around in the street. Don't give yourself a cheer here, but in the heat of the moment, I picked up a pickaxe handle, and I got out of the van, and as I got there, said, they're coming back, and I started opening up again, and I run down the back of the van, past the flat top lorry, another 25 yards down the road, and they're dancing around. The copper's got the stick off of Jerry up in it, and he's hanging on his arm, and he's got Bill around the neck in a neck hold, and the dog's got his teeth in his arse like that, and that's the scene. I come up across, you know. Anyway, and I've lived for some big what Daddy Bright. He's blocked the road off at that end with a lorry to save any lorries coming up the road on us. So there was another vehicle involved there to block the road off. So we got it to ourselves, the old scene, you know. And I run up to give the dog a whack, and he's fucking yelped it. He's legged it, and he straight away hit him right across the crust. Bang! He's took off, and I said, let him go. He's got big man the arm, and he's got Jerry's stick out of his head, and the copper's got the stick, and Jerry's hanging onto his arm like that, and he's got the other one round the neck like this. So I said, let him go. Bang, bang. Oh, it must be about 8, 5, 6. I've lost count. He said, you bastard, you bastard. He said, you bastard. I said, let him fucking go. And bang, bang, bang. I whacked him so many times. And
If you're looking for a gift, my new book, Sitdowns with Gangsters, is available worldwide on Amazon. We've interviewed over 1,000 people now, and we selected 10 of the hardest hitting stories to go in this book. Each chapter features the story of one of our podcast guests. Those stories are Shane Taylor, Knife Maniac's Redemption; John Elite, Mafia Hitman for the Gambino crime family; Joey Barnett, 35 years in UK prison; Ian Blink MacDonald, £6 million bank robber; Chet Sandu, Asian smuggler in Spanish Supermax; John Lawson, the hit team commander; David Macmillan, international smuggler's Thai death row prison escape; John Abbott, San Quentin prison shootout and escape; Michael Francis, Colombo crime family capo portrayed in Goodfellas; and Wildman, English enforcer in Arizona prison. Link in description box on YouTube, available worldwide on Amazon. Also, my next book, Untouchable, Jimmy Savile, is getting published in December 2023. So check that out as well. It will be available worldwide on Amazon. Thank you for listening. Cheers.
He was still standing when he let him go, and as we run back past the van, they said, "Oh, they're coming back again." You know, now we're running back to get in our home over. But Tommy. Oh, what's his name? He was at the end of the street. He said he was see the whole scene. He could watch it all. He's in this lorry down the end. We got to pick him up on the way back. He said he walked away the copper, and he just looked like he's walking in a trench until he was walking on his knees, and then he just fell flat on his face. Because I didn't see what he was standing up when I left him, but every he walked away, he just went like, on. Anyway, and the dog just yelped. He fucked off. He was half a mile away, I suppose. He was the dog, and so we all come back licking our wounds, and we got one with a bullet through the head, and one for the arm, yeah. And it was in the newspaper how many bank vans driving around London with armed guards on board. They were standing up in the House of Commons. MPs was raising the issue, and it was Coots had to declare it's Coots Bank, the Royal Bank, was the only one that they admitted to carrying the money, you know.
And that changed the game.
So, yeah, and that changed that from then on. So they're going to fucking use shooters, we use shooters as well, you know. That was a turning point, really. And of course he survived, John, with this bullet wound, but nursed him, got a doctor on him, shot him up with antibiotics and stuff, and a couple of good doctors on the firm at the time, both Irish. They shot him up, and me and Maureen, my wife, we had him in Milton Road, and we was looking after him right through the night. I said, if there's any real drastic change, rattle, you run him up to some at the Denmark Hill, because they got
King's College.
King's College, because they got the operating theatre to do, you know, for brain operations. Yeah. But the others wouldn't have. You'd have to transfer him from St Thomas's to there, you know what I mean? So take him directly to that hospital where they can deal with him, you know, that sort of injury. Anyway, he got through it, but he always had a fucking stiff neck. when we looking around, when he's driving, he goes up. When he's driving, he's looking like that. And so they had a row at Calthorpe Arms years and years later, and with some bikers at the pub. Ronnie Everett took a pub over in the city there. And they had a bit of row at the window. His front window of the pub was smashed and everything, and had a bit of trouble. And he got a few injuries, and he went to hospital, John. And what doctor came and see him? He said, "You've been shot, haven't you?" He said, "What?" He said, "On your X-ray, you've had a bullet wound in your head." And it's passed right around the base of your skull and exited right the other side there. We all got separated after the trial, and some went to Durham and Leicester, and I went to Leicester. And Reggie Kray went there. He was taken there as well. And he never used to come out of his cell. He used to sit in his cell all the time. I used to try and get him out. So come and watch a bit of television and But he was, and then he started coming out a little bit. And then there's another northern kid arrived there. He was a bit of a lump as well. And I've read about him. What's the book I've read? Only a recent book. And it says it mentions him having a row with this Peter Hurley. His name was Peter Hurley. And he was a robber, and it's the most recent book. Anyway, they had a few words in the kitchen on the night before we banged up for the night. And I know what the twins were like. I knew he'd be festering and over that all night. You know what I mean? He'd be really wound up over the fucking few words that were said. Where you could have a normal person just let it go, but he wouldn't do that. So I got myself ready early in the morning, got my shoes on instead of slippers, we then put some, and I waited for him to open up because I knew it'd be off in the morning. Anyway, I go over there was 8 cells, and just one of them was a TV room and a kitchen at the side of it with a serving hatch in it, There's where we used to eat and stay, and you went out into a yard which was just a cage with a roof and razor wire all around it, and no man's land and big high walls. You never saw another prisoner. Didn't see any other prisoner in the whole prison. I never saw anybody, only ourselves. That's all you saw, and it cost them no roofs. They called it the submarine. They got the name called the submarine. Anyway, I go over in the morning, and sure enough, in the kitchen, as soon as the two of them met us, and it was off with him. But we had no proper knives and forks. We only had plastic knives and plastic forks and spoons, But with the knife, you could sharpen it up a bit, the plastic knife, and the point of it, you could take fucking someone's eye out or dig it, stab someone with, even though it's a plastic knife. It was a weapon, it was a tool. And of course, when I got in there, this Peter had this fucking, I copped him with this knife, and Reggie's just going to have a row with him. I know what he's going to do. And I copped for his arm and held on it, put him in arm lock on there, Then Reggie battered him, and I sunk a few fucking left hooks and right hands and battered him up. But I just put it in the book, this Parker's fucking book has come out about this fight, and that they never mentioned that I was there in the kitchen. Just that he had a fight with this Peter Hurley. But this kid could have done Reggie. He was a big, powerful boy. Yeah. But of a bully though, he was a bully.
Questions I've got here, I think we've spoken about most of them. So it's like about that Lord Boothby scandal.
Yeah.
When they had like the newspaper headlines about that.
Yeah.
Do you think that went to their head a bit and made them a bit reckless because all of a sudden they've got
I thought there was Untouchable.
the front page of the newspapers. The government covered it up and got the press to leave the story.
Yeah.
And do you think that sort of gave them a power trip?
False, yeah.
Because then they started. I think they killed George Cornell and in front of
After, was that after?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So do you think
So the Boothby thing happened before?
65, I think, yeah. So, like, because the government sort of closed the story down.
Yeah,
that
well,
made
they
them
were
feel-
standing up in the House of Lords, House of Commons, saying why these two Krays brothers still not got bail or something, didn't they?
Yeah, because
fighting
they
their case.
didn't investigate them until years later.
Yeah.
So, like, do you think that publicity and the
It
police
strengthened their position. Yeah,
moving away from them,
yeah,
and that just went to their head?
yeah. It did. Yeah, they thought they was untouchable with the people when they knew Boothby and Dryburgh and a couple of other MPs. Never got them named, but there was other people, you know.
Because that scandal, it could have been bigger than the Profumo
Yeah,
scandal, and that brought the government down.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Stonehouse one there. That was another scandal, wasn't it? But there was quite a few who slipped the net, you know, who never got a mention, who was involved, obviously, on both sides of the fence, you know, from the people that the Krays knew and participated in them get-togethers and parties and stuff.
Do you think that scandal sort of gave them a taste for publicity, and did they like from the way they dressed, and did they try to create this myth about them themselves?
Yeah. Well,
Did they purposely try to get over me on famous, or did it just happen like that, or were they instigating it?
But I think they wore the smart suits anyway before.
oh yeah,
That was
everybody wore them suits.
Everyone in that era.
That wasn't nothing
It was shameful
exceptional.
to go out without
Oh,
being
well,
properly
yeah,
dressed.
you got to have a collar and tie on and everything, yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was made to measure. I've still got suits in there, wardrobe. I've got about 6 fucking suits in there, and they still fit me today. I can still go out in them. They was made to measure, you know. Yeah,
It's
but
Savile
that's
Row,
how it
mate.
was.
It's Savile Row.
No, not Savile Row. We all had our different
Different tailors,
yeah, and did a good job, yeah. And I had one. He never even had a place. He used to come to my pub and fucking make me up 2 or 3 suits, bring all the materials, and he used to make shoes as well. He made shoes for Eisenhower, fucking people like that. Yeah, but they had a reputation right back when they was in the dance halls and they got that billiard hall place. That's the first time I met them in that billiard hall. And I thought it was fucking little old piss old hall, you know, it was nothing really. What money could they earn out of that? You know, it wasn't anything special. And the first really good one they had was the
Not a casino.
the A&R, when I opened that was all right. And but nothing special. Nothing to decor or nothing like. And then out in the Kentucky Club, which was a bit better, a bit more upmarket, but they had an interest in a few places in the West End, the Hideaway Club. They put my name on the cards there as the manager of the fucking place, you know.
Bet you loved that.
I've got some cards somewhere, yeah, with my name at manager at the Hideaway Club, what they took over. And then another one where Jack the Hat went down and he held up the little casino, was the one off of Oxford Street. Now, what was the name of that one? It was in a cul-de-sac, it was, down in the basement. And he went down there and he held them up in there, him and a couple of other guys with shotguns, and the guys at the counter having a drink dropped their trousers. Fucking cunt, yeah, and made people drop their trousers and that. Anyway, I took it over. The twins said, would you take it over, Fred? So I said, yeah, okay. So I took it over and looked after the place, so they never had no more problems.
You know when you got phone calls from them to help with Jack the Hat and that, like when that happened, were you like really annoyed that they were calling you into these problems that just seemed to be huge messes.
Well, it's the last thing I wanted to know. I mean, I'm in bed at the time when all that was going on with the hat being stabbed and slaughtered, but I'm upstairs with my wife and I've got me 2 kids in the next bed, and when they came to my pub, it's like 4:30 in the morning, you know. I mean, it's all over. It's been done and dusted, and everything's done. And they've dumped him just down the fucking road from my pub. But the only link was that some weeks beforehand, I told Jack to fuck off out of my club because he was threatening the croupier on the crap table with a knife because he lost his money, and he said he'd been ripped off and had been robbed. I should put out there. And so I went up and told him to leave. I come out and come downstairs. I wanted to have a word with him, and he said, "What?" He said, "And get a bullet in the head like Ginger Marks or something." He made that sort of remark, you know. And I said, "Well, I'm going back downstairs, Jack." And I said, "And when I come return, I want to see you gone. When I come back up here, I want to see you gone." And he was. I went down for 10 minutes or so, and then when I come back up, he'd gone. But he went back, and everybody was there. There was loads of faces there. So it was anything that occurred like that, it was like the Telegraph, but when it fucking went round. You knew if there was a row in a club somewhere, or someone fired a shot, or someone when they shot Jack the Hat shot the door on the Regency Club when the 2 doormen took the gun off of him, but he was going to go in and shoot any one of the Krays. This is before he got done. That's why they done him, because that's what he did, and they took him off the firm because he wouldn't do it to shoot that Leslie Payne, so they give him the sack, and then when he got the sack, he never got no payday, no money. So he went round there with a gun, and he was going to shoot any one of the Kray firm. But he was on pills and fucking Sky on drugs and that. So they told the twins about that. So that's the reason they when saw him afterwards and said to him, "Jack," they said, "We want you back on the firm," or something like that. So he said, "Oh, you only want me back on the firm because I come round and shoot you the other night." And he grasped himself up. And they looked at each other. They didn't know, because the doorman never grasped him up. They knew that someone had been in, and they just thought it was a drug trying to get in the club. Not that it was Jack going in there to shoot them, any one of them. So that was he tells them, he confessed to them that
ain't common knowledge, is it?
You know, and he fucking told them that he would there to shoot them. And Reggie had lost his wife. He was on the bar that particular night when it happened, and he was just down that rotten fucking used to drink himself in a stupor. Didn't see much of him at that time, but he was in the bar just 50 yards away from the door, the entrance. So he would have been the first one he saw if he got past the door. But the 2 doormen managed to hold him off. Yeah, but he grasped himself up. So when they looked at each other, they never knew that, you see. So of course the following Saturday they fucking set about him. That's how they come around. But he was a fucking nuisance anyway, Jack.
Jack.
Oh yeah. But he was high as a kite all the time. I went round his house. I had to go round there because he was selling all his amphetamines in 5,000 drums. He had a bit of a earner from some factory workers was smuggling them out, a pharmaceutical company, and because they were selling like fucking hotcakes, weren't they? And
Blues.
Yeah, that's it. And I went round there because to get some off of him, and he was out. He wasn't in. So I sat down with Anne, his wife, and she said, "Want a cup of tea, Fred?" I said, "Yeah." I went out, and it fucking horrible in there, stunk in there. It wasn't clean at all. And she brought the cup out, and you know when it's brown stains on the cup, you know what I mean, where it ain't fucking washed properly. I put it, and I'm sitting there, and I looked up at the fireplace, and there's some fucking bullet holes in the fucking fireplace. I said, "What's that?" Up there, said, "Oh, that's Jack. He comes home drunk. He finds his fucking gun into the fucking chimney breast. Full of fucking holes it was." Oh, the way people were living in those, you know, fucking filthy, shitty stunk it did in there. And that's how they was living. And he fires his gun off in there for a bit of amusement, gets bored and lets a few shots go in the chimney breast.
Why do you think like people are so fascinated with the Krays? Like, why is the list?
Well, it's only when that they got all these singers over, like Judy Garland and Sophie Tucker, and who was the other good singer? A lot of different.
Liza Minnelli.
Yeah, Liza Minnelli, and the other one, who was the Billy Daniels, wasn't it? He used to sing that old Black Magic when he sold his ear and sing that. And they had a load of people around them, and I went and met them one night. What was that? Who was like a rival to Marilyn Monroe? Do you remember her? Jane Mansfield. Do you remember her?
Jane Mansfield.
Had the big tits, fucking tits. Yeah. She got her head decapitated in a car crash, didn't she? In a sports car in America. But later on, but I met and Joe Oldcastle. What was his name? He was like a Mr. America, a guy with a well-built young guy, fucking white physique on him. And I met them. And George Raft, of course, which was a very known face, George. He was good as gold, George. Liked him. He come down my pub and everything, he did. And he opened up my casino in Balham when I opened it up. He come over and I opened it up. And he ran the Colony Club, which was Meyer Lansky's run. It was his venture. He's behind it all. But there was a bit of rivalry there. Who from Philadelphia and Philly and Vegas and all the different gays down. They all wanted to get a foot in London. So they had rival firms, American firms coming over here, trying to establish themselves, you know. But he was the first, Lansky. And he had Joe Louis and all them people he brought over the need to as the, you know, introduction.
He made it all sparkly.
Yeah, and they bought a load of machines, then one-armed bandits, what we had, I had a load of them, and they made them illegal, but that wasn't illegal, it wasn't gambling machines, but there's that much, you know, but it's just amusement machines, really. And it was a time when the Americans just wanted to get their foot in the door, that's what it seemed. And there was all different rival groups trying to get there. And that's why they got the old Richardsons involved.
Years ago, a long time ago, we had a little fruit machine for him. I smacked a geezer in the mouth and he was working for him.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I shit myself.
Yeah.
He got me.
Yeah.
You sorted it out.
Fuck him, right? Yeah, I said sorry.
But you got, yeah, it was.
When was that?
The snooker was years ago. He was in the snooker at the Elephant and Castle. You know?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Well, you rang him up, Fred, and told him to come and see.
And that was when the old black guy was released out of Nick, wasn't it? I remember we saw that on television at that time. What he'd done the 20 stretch, didn't he? The African black geezer, president.
Oh yeah.
It's before my time.
No, you know.
Not,
Because they knew these politicians, they thought they could fucking walk on water, you know. Fucking stupid. But well, reality set in. But I mean, if they'd have kept that girl with the barmaid and give her money and looked after her, she wouldn't have rolled over. But they did follow it up. They gave her something to start with Jimmy Quill was, you know, his barmaid. But they never followed it up, and she was fucking penniless out of work. And then the old Bill got into a threat saying that her life was in danger and put people looking out the window while they was there, and you know, and escorting her everywhere to the supermarket.
putting her like as though she was
under proper bit of pressure.
put her under fucking pressure, as though her life was in danger, which she wasn't at all, you know. But they turned her over, and she ran up the main prosecution witness, didn't she?
Did she swing the case?
She was, yes. But she's the only one who ID'd him, wasn't she? The others never. I got hold of all them witnesses and straightened them out.
Yeah.
For them. I got them to fucking. They never saw nothing. All the people who was there, they never said nothing.
But she's the only one who gave her.
No, that's it.
I've got to be honest with you, I thought the pub was a lot bigger. Because I met about 4,000 people who said they were there.
There was an old boy. There was an old boy in it round the other bar. A box was playing at the.
Chet Sandhu's book is finally available worldwide on Amazon. He's one of our most viral podcast guests ever. The book is called Self-Made, Dues Paid, an Asian kid who became an international drug smuggling gangster. Do you want to read some of the back, Jen?
Oh, yeah, go the blurb. In 1999, Chet Sandhu was arrested at gunpoint in Alicante Airport for smuggling the largest quantity of illicit pharmaceutical drugs in Spanish history. Interesting. Overnight, he went from living in the shadows of the Costa del Crime's underworld to being labelled a notorious supervillain in the international press. Incarcerated alongside murderers, rapists, and terrorists in a super maximum security wing. He had to navigate a world of murderous knife fights, prison breaks, drug taking, and high-stake power plays. Good bedtime read.
In Self-Made, Dues Paid, learn how a British-born Asian kid with disabilities, raised in a corner shop, emerged as a protector of his family from racist thieves and hooligans. Be prepared to be entertained, informed and offended by Chet's no-holes-barred account of raves, drugs, bodybuilding, entering the fashion industry. Did you know that he dated Kylie Minogue and Naomi Campbell?
Latest interview.
Working the doors and life in one of the world's deadliest places to be incarcerated. If you enjoyed Chet's podcast series with us, there's a lot more detail in the book. Check it out. Worldwide on Amazon, ebook, paperback and audiobook.